Greetings and salutations. This is the voice of Loquacious of Herd, bringing you his afterthoughts on the 5th season premiere of My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic, Season 5, Episodes 1 and 2, titled The Cutie Map. I heartily suggest you find and watch the episodes themselves, sans commentary, before proceeding with either this Afterthoughts review or viewing my full reaction, which is hosted at the link in the description. Be warned, this Afterthoughts review will contain spoilers for the season premiere. With that out of the way, a note before we move on to the review itself. This spoken herd review will be relatively brief, as there was a more extended written herd segment produced for these episodes. That written herd segment is available in Google Drive, under Details, in the Blind Reactions description. Season 5 starts off strong. We are given a new MacGuffin, the Cutie Map, which I, with my peculiar sense of humor, refer to as the plot device. Not only because it serves as a literary plot device to help move the episode's action forward, but also because it is activated by, and works upon, the main six's hindquarters. Following its directions, all of the main six venture to a remote part of Equestria where, they assume, the Tree of Harmony is aware of some sort of friendship-related problem which is of pressing importance and needs to be addressed. There we discover a beautiful utopia. Correction, make that an Orwellian dystopia. Ponies magically rendered fully equal, their cutie marks stripped away, and virtually all traces of individualism and nonconformity banished as well. A place where the smiles are too broad, happiness is mandatory, hairstyles and dress codes are restricted to a limited number of options, colors are faded, World War II era-esque propaganda songs are sung in unison, and no pony is permitted to excel, lest, in so doing, they cause their fellow villagers to suffer. The leader of this commune is one Starlight Glimmer, a powerful and unusually colorful unicorn, who, as it turns out, is truly devoted to this concept of enforced equality as the foundation for a utopian society. It seems that this is not merely some power play for the local headmare, a way of establishing and maintaining control over her subjects, but is instead a true reflection of her view of an ideal world. Starlight is a broken pony, her perspective on friendship twisted and warped. By the end of the episode, I found myself convinced that Starlight honestly believed that differences between ponies, especially as symbolized by that ultimate fetish of personal uniqueness, their cutie mark, was the cause of all strife. That not only were true friendships based on similarities between ponies, but that only when all ponies were rendered equal could friendship of any kind exist at all. The main six, of course, uncover the truth of the village's skin-crawlingly creepy over-friendliness a bit too late. Starlight strips them of their own cutie marks, and then imprisons them in the village's re-education facility for a bit of the old brainwashing. At least they weren't playing Beethoven's Ninth. As I mentioned earlier, Orwellian dystopia. Something I hadn't thought I would ever see in My Little Pony. Kudos to the show, they pulled it off flawlessly. Fluttershy fakes conversion, though Starlight proves her brilliance and her Machiavellian tendencies by requiring a loyalty test to out those villagers who had been sufficiently unhappy with the status quo so as to discuss the matter with Twilight and her friends. Fluttershy cannot enact such a betrayal, but one of the, I suppose you could call them conspirators, named Party Favor steps up to valiantly fall on his own sword, so to speak. With Party Favor added to the indoctrination chamber, Fluttershy is racing against the clock to find and recover their cutie marks before the magics which rip them away so drain the ponies' personalities that they succumb to the recorded sayings of Supreme Leader Starlight and actively embrace her philosophy. Fluttershy's failures as a daring adventuress are, as it turns out, exactly what is needed for her to uncover a key piece of information, that Starlight herself is living a kind of double life within her village. Starlight, you see, still has her cutie mark. She uses makeup to disguise it as one of the omnipresent equal signs. Armed with this information, Twilight stages a confrontation, a bait-and-switch, where she pretends interest in conversion, while leading Starlight into making a number of statements that showcase Starlight's own hypocrisy in keeping her cutie mark while stripping others of theirs. Starlight's revelation that the supposed relic, the Staff of Stainness, is nothing more than a piece of wood, and that it is really her own magic which allows the removal of cutie marks, and thus the need for her to retain her own cutie mark if her society is to function, is not sufficient justification for the now angry mob of villagers. Rebellion ensues. The villagers recover their cutie marks, but Starlight is in personal possession of the main six's own marks, and she flees town. Pursued by her erstwhile followers, Starlight loses her captured marks, which return to the main six. A final showdown occurs between the magically restored Twilight and Starlight, and it is in this showdown that Starlight fully sells me on the idea that she truly believes her philosophy, that she sees herself as a heroine, striving to craft a utopian world of true friendship and happiness for all ponies. Which means Twilight, in opposing her and destroying her life's work, must be the villain of the piece. This lends a Kafkaesque twist of horror and a Greek tragedy feel to her position. Starlight believes cutie marks and the differences they represent are an evil plaguing Equestria, an evil that she can cure. She can heal all the ponies, making every pony happy. Every pony except she herself. And so no matter the extent of her success, ultimately her actions will only be self-defeating, leaving her more isolated and alienated from the perfect world she can make for others, but can never fully share in herself. Small wonder she is a mad pony. And, most interestingly, Starlight Glimmer is neither fully defeated nor brought around to Twilight's views on friendship by the end of the premiere. Instead, overmatched, she flees the confrontation, successfully. Twilight's hope that Starlight will reconsider her life and her views on friendship in light of this defeat seem naively optimistic at best. We are left with a triumph, villagers freed, a healthy sort of individuality and inclusiveness restored to their community, a new plot device in play for use in later episodes, and a terrible threat to Twilight herself roaming, at large, in Equestria. As I said, a strong start to the 5th season. If you wish to see my full reaction to My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, Season 5, Episodes 1 and 2, titled The Cutie Map, the link, as I mentioned earlier, is in the description. Feel free to leave any comments or likes for that reaction here on this Afterthoughts review. In addition, the full text of the original written heard segment for my blind reaction to the Cutie Map is available in Google Drive under details in the video's description. And until next time, as always, kindly remember, y'all are awesome. Stay awesome.